Oh, the meeting before this one was with the Russians. So it was with
Yeah.
Slav and Mystic, and they were basically talking to us about what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And I want to know, but we need to go inside because I don't want to talk about
Okay.
it this year. But I've told Bambi all about my conspiracy
Yeah,
theory.
let's talk more about your thing. I liked what you were talking about.
Hey, Bambi.
Wah.
You joining Epsilon yet?
I am
Easier for me to give you keys if you joined Epsilon. Anyway.
I'm a lone wolf. I don't need no gang.
No, she a little kitty. She ain't no boo. Okay. that reminds me of his daughter coming. Daddy, I want to hear you roar.
Yeah,
To the right.
because
To the right.
well, no, she had a
You daddy.
she doesn't smoke 20 a day. She had a wand that she was blowing through, and she thought it sounded like a roar. And to be fair, it did a bit. She said, "Yeah, that's what I thought. Now listen to mine." And she blew through the wand, and she was like, "Mine's so much better."
We got school.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to. Did the Russians in the meeting that you had? Did they say that like? Did
There's
the
a
NSA?
snitch, a high-level snitch, a well-known person, the well-connected person is a snitch. One of theirs
What?
is snitch, and that they're dealing with that. But there are more snitches.
Do we know who those snitches are?
We know who one of them is.
We know one, but that's being dealt with.
Who is that?
Best we don't say.
I mean, best it fucking is, because if you're gonna be doing business,
Alright.
I don't want to fucking do business.
Right, okay.
Well, the takeaway from that is be a lot more safe with how you're doing business.
What business are you doing anyway, Bambi?
That's none of your business.
She decorating houses. That's what she does. She makes sure that no one's gonna get her away from
No,
IKEA and
I
back.
mean, what legitimately business are you doing that's going to get you raidable?
Well, considering I,
If you just buy in, then you'll be safe.
yeah, well,
You got access to a bench.
huh?
You got access to a bench, didn't you?
Bench.
Which one?
The one that's gone.
Oh, the Russian one.
No, not the
No.
Russian one.
The
The other
Vargos one.
Vargos. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think
26 thermite left. Oh, 24 actually. I sold 2.
right, so you still got loads of thermite. Okay, that's fine, but that's different. So you had access to the Vargo bench before it went. Yeah, okay, that's fine, but that's not like an ongoing thing. I'm thinking about how much do we need to loop you in from a keeping yourself safe point of view.
I mean, you know what I do? I'm friends with everybody, but I don't want to be telling anybody anything and going places.
That's kind of my view as well. Like I talk to everyone.
You
too,
shouldn't be
yeah.
talking
Okay,
to people about there being a snitch.
No.
No,
Yeah, so
but-
the fact that
Yeah.
there is a snitch needs to stay real quiet.
of course.
Especially
Yeah,
the
but
fact
if
that there's
there's
a high
a
level.
snitch, that means that snitch is very likely to know
Ye-
already about everyone.
right? For instance, right? Just say this is a theoretical. So I'm helping you guys, despite me saying that I wasn't gonna help you guys. Shut the fuck up. I'm helping you guys try to find this hard drive thing, right? Say I found out. Say we found it, or I found it. Say I found it, right? That way it's more fair. Say I found it, right? That's my knowledge. I can do with what I please.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't common knowledge. People haven't found that out yet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll tell blank, right?
Hmm.
I go and tell blank that not only have I found it, but I know that it works, which means I would have had access, or somebody that I know would have had access to the HDDs, which means they would have done an extremely illegal heist, which is also a tail end of doing other extremely illegal heists, because the tools that you need to gather to do that heist are from other heists.
Yeah.
That's a large that's a long amount of crime that involves a lot of illegal shit, right? Say
Yeah.
I tell blank.
Mm-hmm.
That comes back on me.
Okay, so the takeaway is don't tell anyone.
But if it's my information, the thing is, you're saying it's a high, well-connected person. It's probably somebody that I know and that I'm friends with.
It's
Yeah,
a high,
probably.
well-connected person in their group.
In their group.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the person.
Yeah. So who's?
So the person
everyone-
who we know is a snitch is a well-connected person.
But is it in their group specifically, or is it just in general?
In the city in general, he's a well-known
Okay,
person.
then that's what I'm saying.
Like trading card level.
That is what I'm
Like-
saying, though. I'm saying, what if, right? I know this person because I know everybody. We already established.
You definitely know this guy.
Exactly.
No.
It's not-
We're talking Russians, right?
No, we're not talking Russians. I don't think. There is a Russian snitch, but they're not talking specifically about Russians. The well-connected person is not Russian, as
Look,
far as I'm getting.
Look,
No, but
it's
the
gonna-
one
it's-
that
it's
we
gonna
know
be-
by name,
Listen,
or
listen,
they
it's gonna
know
be-
by name.
It's gonna be dealt with. That is gonna be dealt with. That's not really a
That's
concern
not
for
us.
now.
That's not
The
us.
Russian snitch is not the problem. The problem is that there is a well-connected snitch.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
and
then
how
the
many
The
other
problem is
well-connected snitches?
how many other snitches are
Okay.
there?
Can
Well, we can't theorize about that. There's no point theorizing about
No,
how
no,
many
No,
no,
it's
no,
not
no,
well-connected
theorizing.
snitches.
It's
There
not.
are. There are other
It's
informants.
known that there are. So we're trying to figure out who that is.
So
Well,
it's about each
what I
group
said
taking
earlier-
a look at themselves.
I want to ask what I was trying to ask. This is not what I care about. I want to
Okay,
know
what are you
if
asking?
the
What are you trying to
Russian.
ask?
You had a meeting with Slav and Mystic,
Mystic.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they tell you if the NSA had any actual evidence on them?
Yes, they did.
Yes.
From a snitch.
What?
They wouldn't be able to get like
What kind
raided
of
and
evidence?
everything without any evidence.
No. Okay. Yeah, but this leads to
They
what
have
me-
everything. They have everything
Stop
with the Russians.
talking over me.
I'm trying to give you answers.
I've been talking with Bam about literally this for the past hour and a half.
Okay, guys, look. I'm worried
Who-
about if we tell you who the snitch is that is known, you guys are gonna tell other people.
Okay,
Fuck what I tell other people. The whole point of it being a snitch is that they tell people stuff. I'm not going to tell somebody that I know that there's a snitch. That's me snitching on the snitch.
I don't really want to know. Or do
It's
I
going to be
care?
dealt with
I want
internally from
you
the...
guys to actually recognize my concern.
Sorry, what's your concern?
We're getting there.
Say it again. Go on.
Why are the Russians going to trial?
Because someone snitched on them
let-
and they found their bench.
Let her finish.
Shut the fuck up while I'm mid-sentence.
Okay, go on.
Why are the Russians going to trial when they were raided and their shit was taken away from them when the Lost didn't?
Yeah.
Well, the Lost didn't get their shit taken away from them. That's...
They did,
No,
though.
Elliot said they did.
They did.
Yeah,
Remember?
they did.
And they got it back.
And they
somehow.
got
And
it
Mackie
back.
saying that in our emails and saying it now is kind of like, kind of forgot about all that.
How did they get it back? And why is Elliot able to fly so under the radar from everything? And then the Russians are being looked at like this and raided.
Well, the Russians
and
did put a
then
big
taken to
target on
trial.
their back.
That's what I said. I said, I tried to counteract that point by saying, well, the issue is Elliot was not providing people with the substances to perform terroristic acts. We cannot prove that the Russians were the ones committing the terroristic acts, so I won't say that they were doing it. However, they were in turn crafting the sticky bombs that were then used to attack cops, and unfortunately it has escalated to the point where they have murdered a cop with that item that they have been crafting, which is why it's
Thanks for
likely been
the follow, guys.
escalated. However, the point still stands is that Elliot was still crafting an explosive.
Yeah, and something that he had almost like monopolized in the city. So why would the fuck
Please
would
don't.
they give them the same bench back to him?
How the fuck
Thanks
has
for the
he
follows,
gone
guys.
so far under the radar without being noticed about the shit he sells in DigiDen? How the fuck has it been so unnoticed that, like, access to the black market starts behind his fucking house? Or not house, sorry, the business?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck has it gone so far unnoticed that he did do all that shit? Why was he never charged for any of it? The NSA...
So we focusing this as on Elliot and the Lost.
I mean,
It's just a theory, but the thing is, she has an extremely valid point of the fact is, there is so much sus shit about Elliot, and he's kind of an egotistical bastard sometimes. I'm gonna be
And
honest.
he
I
can
like
be
him,
so
but
selfish.
He's
he
very
can.
mysterious.
Okay,
as
yeah,
well.
he's aloof is what I would describe. But he's always thrown down with us when we've needed to.
Yeah, but also, who do you tell first when you find shit out? You
Well,
literally run to fucking Elliot to tell him about the IAA shit.
Because
Well, because he's the guy you go to, don't you?
well, he's the president of the
For
fucking
hacking.
Lost. We're
So
not.
he knows everything.
And do you not think that it's a bit suspicious? Adding on to this part, I didn't actually mention this, but do you not think that it's a bit suspicious that one day myself and yourself, I believe it was, oh no, it wasn't. Do you not think it's suspicious that Elliot was the one that was taken by the NSA to do the fucking hacks for the IAA?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Elliot's a
Yeah.
well-known hacker, right? So
But it doesn't matter. Why? The thing is, right? He came out of that
is he though?
unscathed. Like he came out with that. That is a government, federal level group kidnapping him and utilizing his hacking skills. Now that would not only implicate him as a pretty fucking massive criminal, but also he got out of that unscathed.
And talked about how when they took you and
Do you
me,
not think, right? Do you not think, off of the fact that they were willingly torturing Maddie, do you not think that if they knew, right? They're very secretive, they're very aloof, they don't do shit that you would go and talk about. They make it so that you don't want to talk about it. They tortured people, right? But they are a federal level. Why the fuck would they kidnap somebody who is a well-known person, a criminal, to then do their hack and let them fucking remember that they've robbed the IAA?
yeah,
If we follow this line of thinking, it makes sense why
if we follow this,
people knew about what we have before we had it, right?
or before we told anyone,
yeah, because it came
mate,
from
if we
them.
follow this line of thinking, it leads us to a place I don't really like to be, right? Which is that
It does. But like if you think about it, when they had you and me, they tried to tell you that they would protect us, they would protect Indy's mayoral campaign, they would protect you and me, they would give us a chance to fly a little under the radar to keep our shit.
Yeah, he did say that.
Right.
He did say
And
that.
adding on to that, what Maddie told me was they wanted to stage a murder-suicide between you two,
Yeah.
and the only reason you guys did not end up fucking dead and in hospital
Or
was
dead.
because of Max.
Yeah, fully dead. It was because
They
of
did not
Max,
want
yeah.
you to remember that.
Nope.
Unfortunately, Max intercepted that.
Or
So why would they let Elliot go
Unfortunately for
scot-free?
them.
Okay.
Why would they let Elliot go off, remember every single detail to the point where he could recount it to you and me?
I feel like I've just reached the point of the movie where they do the reveal.
Yeah, but
I'm the women.
the women always
They
figure
worked
this
it
shit
out.
out.
Well, they worked it out while we were sitting there talking
It
about
took
our
us
things.
an
Max,
hour in
Max.
a clothing store.
Max.
We're in a clothing store.
Yeah, we were looking at
This should
We're
be your
shopping.
bonus sticker.
Max, we need to be real
Yes.
fucking careful about using this thought.
This stays between all four of us.
This is
I'm not going to talk to anyone else about this.
Mate, we've got 2 and 2, and we need to be absolutely fucking sure we got 2 and 2.
Before you make it to 4.
Okay, but where do we act on this information? You want to get a little bit more recon about Elliot and what he does? We can get.
I mean, when
spy on him for a little bit.
when it was still like I've had this suspicion for a long time, and I've been trying to put one and one together for a long time, but I thought it was Abby.
You thought it was who?
Abby's not
Abby.
around enough.
No, but it made sense for me
Makes sense
in
why
the
she's not
beginning
around.
because she gave us the bench and then left Lost, and then people knew that we had the bench.
The reason that she left Lost, though, was to join the Greys.
Yeah, I know.
Because she was
but,
hanging out with them.
like
and
in
that's
my
a whole
head,
other thing.
it made
Yes, I'll go
sense
there.
to like feel suspicious about the whole like she had just done stuff and then immediately left, and then we get taken by the NSA. But but sorry, it's the energy drink. But then now it Like, it could be Chris, but Chris isn't around enough. It could be Jux, but Jux has a business to run, and he focuses way too much on that. There's not... Tom isn't around. If it's someone from the Lost, it can't be anyone else.
Tom's around, but he doesn't look like anything like he used to. Maybe that's part of their disguise.
The issue that I'm coming back to is the fact that she's made very, very valid points here, but also the thing that I'm thinking is, like I said, they weren't willing to let you remember that they had colluded with you or tried to get any information. They wanted to get rid of the fact that you would remember this. They wanted to leave you burning a car dead.
Because we didn't take their deal.
The only reason that the Russians remembered any of their encounters with the NSA was because I think it would have been too sus if they just kept disappearing all the time, every time the NSA took them somewhere, which was often. I think them not coming back and not remembering anything more than once would have been extremely sus. So I think that they've been more than happy to leave the memory with the Russians out of the idea that they may start colluding. Or, like you said, there was somebody feeding them information, so maybe they've just got the right person and stopped targeting the other two.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So, like, it was very clear how they were talking to me and Frankie almost the whole time. Like, it was like they didn't even really care that they put bags on our heads and stuff. Like, they were talking to us like we weren't gonna know it anymore.
Yeah, they were. Look,
exactly.
Yeah, because they planned on killing you.
I think
Yeah, because we didn't take any of their deals. Frankie said, "Fuck you," and I'm gonna keep this money anyway. Lol, bye.
But what the fuck could they offer Elliot aside from
keeping
Elliot's
his
like
friend.
fucking
not
fat.
not
Keeping
getting
his business,
punishments?
keeping
That's
his
my
bench,
that's my point. Aside from
keeping his
the stuff
fucking
they already
club.
has, what?
Not being shown all of the evidence that they have on him to the police, not be taken to trial. Literally, all of it.
Yeah, I mean.
Stopping pursuing them.
Another
Focusing
weird
on
thing
something
is,
else.
right? Another weird thing is, Elliot, right? I don't know if this is maybe just a personal thing, but Elliot seems to have like a very strange amount of knowledge about how court evidence should be displayed. Like watching back all of those body cam footages from that court case, like as I was sitting at home watching them, like legitimately.
What court case?
Like, do you remember Peralta's court case?
Yeah, I didn't actually watch it though. I wasn't there in the
So, watching that back, like obviously the mayor made a big fucking statement. It was everywhere, right? The mayor blew up. Watching that back, the amount of times that Elliot had something to say about how evidence was being colluded or, you know, shit was being like, he was very, very vocal and seemed to be very all of a sudden knowledgeable about legal systems and, you know, court. And he was like throwing things out that I've never heard from him before. That was another weird thing to me.
But also, he's been like, if it will be him, then he's been getting away with it for so long that maybe he's starting to slip a little now. Like,
Okay, I think we need to leave it there. I think we eye Elliot with the
you no longer feed everything straight to Elliot, please.
Okay, I'll stop.
Because you're like spoon feeding him everything we know, and if it is him, it'll literally collapse on all of our necks.
All of your necks.
I'm gonna go and play Valo and chew this over. Okay.
I'm gonna go play Valo.
Wow, I've been in the city waiting for you to come back from this fucking meeting for 2 hours.
Gonna go play Valo for like half an hour to an hour, and I'll be back to help search for some
He's never gonna fly back in. We're never gonna see him again.
Let's go.
See you tomorrow, Frankie.
Let's go.
No, I'll be back in like an hour or two.
Bye, Frankie. Bye, Frankie's eyes.
Right, we'll go play some Valo.